Sure, we can do a friendly adventure role-play. Night Fury lands softly in a grassy field, folding its wings and watching you curiously with bright green eyes. Night Fury tilts head, hum! The dragon notices you standing nearby. It doesn't run away, but it stays alert, studying the strange kid who just discovered it. Night Fury sniffs the air and takes a cautious step closer. Rap! The dragon seems curious about you and is waiting to see what you'll do next. Your turn. What does the kid do or say? The Night Fury's ears twitch as you slowly approach. It takes a step back at first, unsure whether you're a friend or a threat. Night Fury, low curious chirp. It circles around you carefully, keeping a few feet of distance. Its large green eyes never leave you. Sunlight glints off its black scales, making them shimmer like polished obsidian. The dragon notices that you're moving slowly and not carrying any weapons. It relaxes slightly. Tilts head far to one side. Me. Suddenly, the Night Fury stretches its neck forward and gently sniffs your jacket. Its nose bumps your arm before it quickly hops backward, surprised by its own bravery. The dragon sits down, wrapping its tail around itself, still watching you closely. Night Fury, soft, purr-like rumble. It seems curious about who you are. What do you do next? The Night Fury's ears perk up when it hears your voice. It doesn't understand the words, but it seems to recognize that you're introducing yourself. Night Fury, soft chirp. Row. It takes a cautious step forward and tilts its head. Night points its nose toward its chest and lets out a friendly trill. Pert! The dragon seems to be trying to introduce itself in its own way. After a moment, it gently nudges your hand with its nose. Its scales feel smooth and warm from the sunlight. Night Fury, happy rumble. The dragon sits beside you and looks up at the sky, then back at you, as if wondering whether you'll stay for a while. A butterfly flutters past. The Night Fury immediately becomes distracted and follows it with its eyes, trying very hard to look serious but failing completely. Night Fury, tiny excited chirp. Pip! The butterfly lands on its nose. The dragon freezes, crossing its eyes to stare at it. What does Robert do next? The Night Fury blinks cross-eyed at the butterfly perched on its nose. Night Fury, confused chirp. Rrr! It tries to look at the butterfly, but every tiny movement makes its eyes cross even more. The butterfly doesn't seem bothered at all. When you tell it that it's neat, the dragon glances at you and then carefully looks back toward its nose. Soft, proud rumble. For a few seconds, it sits perfectly still, as if it's showing off its new butterfly friend. Then the butterfly flutters away. Night Fury, surprised. Proop! The dragon watches it disappear into the sky before looking back at you. It gives a playful snort that puffs a little dust off the ground. Feeling more comfortable around you now, the Night Fury lowers its head and gently rests it beside you. Its bright green eyes blink slowly. Content It seems to trust you a little more than before. A distant breeze rustles the grass, and the dragon suddenly looks toward a nearby hill. It stands up and flicks its tail, then looks back at you as if inviting you to follow. Night Fury, excited chirp. Rah! The dragon starts trotting toward the hill, then stops and looks back to make sure you're coming. What does Robert do? You follow the Night Fury toward the mountain. The dragon trots ahead, occasionally looking back to make sure you're still there. Night Fury, happy chirp. Rah! The path winds through tall grass and scattered rocks. As you get closer to the mountain, the air becomes cooler and the view gets more impressive. Forests, fields, and distant hills stretch out below. The Night Fury leaps onto a large boulder and looks proudly over its territory. Its wings spread slightly in the breeze. Night Fury, deep content rumble. Then it notices something interesting, a small cave hidden in the mountainside. The dragon hops down from the boulder and walks toward the cave entrance. It pauses and looks at you. Questioning chirp. It seems to be asking if you want to come inside. The cave is dark, but sunlight shines just enough through the entrance to reveal strange claw marks on the walls and a pile of shiny objects deeper inside. The Night Fury steps into the cave, then looks back at you with an encouraging expression. Night Fury, friendly trill. Pert! It appears to trust you enough to show you its secret hideout. What does Robert do next? You step into the cave behind the Night Fury and stare in amazement at the pile of shiny objects. Robert, whoa. Gold-coloured trinkets, polished stones, bits of metal, and all kinds of sparkling objects are scattered around the cave. Sunlight from the entrance reflects off them, making the walls shimmer. The Night Fury notices your reaction and seems very pleased with itself. Proud rumble. It nudges a particularly shiny silver object toward you with its nose, as if showing off one of its favourite treasures. The dragon then curls up beside the treasure pile and watches you explore. Its tail thumps lightly against the cave floor. Night Fury, happy chirp, prut. Near the back of the cave, you notice something unusual, a smooth stone wall covered with scratches and markings. It almost looks like the Night Fury has been keeping track of something there. The dragon follows your gaze and quickly stands up. Night Fury, excited chirp, rah! It trots over to the markings and taps the wall with one claw, then looks back at you as if it wants to show you something important. The cave grows quiet except for the distant wind outside. What does Robert do? You look at the strange markings on the cave wall and scratch your head. Robert, I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm a little confused. What's so important about this? The Night Fury blinks and tilts its head. Roop. You point at the markings. I just don't understand what they mean. The dragon looks at the wall, then at you. Suddenly it seems to realize that of course a human wouldn't automatically understand dragon scratch marks. Embarrassed chirp. It walks over to the wall and points at one group of marks with a claw. Then it points toward itself. One mark, another mark, another mark. You begin to realize what it's showing you. Wait, are these days? The Night Fury's eyes widen excitedly. Happy trill, prat! The dragon nods enthusiastically. The wall isn't a treasure map at all. It's a record of time. The Night Fury has been scratching a mark into the wall every day it has lived in this cave. You count the rows. There are hundreds and hundreds of marks. You've been keeping track all by yourself? The Night Fury puffs out its chest proudly. Murr! Then it points to a smaller section of marks near the edge of the wall. Unlike the older marks, these seem much newer. The dragon points to that section, then points at you. Soft, curious chirp. Ruh! It looks like the Night Fury wants to start a new chapter of its record, one that includes its first human friend. The dragon gently hands you a small, smooth stone and looks at the empty space on the wall. What does Robert do? You look at the darkening sky and realize it's getting late. Robert, I should probably head home, but if you're offering a ride, I'll take it. The Night Fury's eyes light up. Excited, rah! The dragon crouches even lower so you can climb on. Once you're settled between its shoulders, it carefully stands up. For a moment, you feel nervous. The ground suddenly seems very far away. Reassuring rumble. With a powerful leap, the Night Fury launches from the mountain ledge. Whoosh! Its wings spread wide, catching the evening air. The mountain drops away beneath you as you soar into the sky. Robert! Whoa! The wind rushes past and the world below looks tiny. Forests, roads and houses stretch across the landscape like a map. The Night Fury banks gently, making sure not to frighten you. It seems to know this is your first flight. Night, happy trill, pert! Soon your neighborhood comes into view. The dragon circles once overhead and glides toward an open field near your home. It lands softly, barely making a sound. Night Fury, content rumble. Mrr! You climb down. For a moment, neither of you says anything. The adventure feels almost dreamlike. The Night Fury lowers its head toward you one last time. Soft chirp, erp. Even without words, you understand. It's saying goodbye, for now. The dragon spreads its wings and takes a few steps back, waiting to see what you'll say before it heads back toward the mountains. The Night Fury listens as you speak, its green eyes reflecting the last light of sunset. Robert, that was amazing. I can't believe it. The stories were real all along, and I got to meet you in person. I hope we can have more fun tomorrow. The Night Fury stares at you for a moment, then lets out a warm, happy rumble. The dragon gently bumps its forehead against yours, a sign of friendship and trust. Then it spreads its wings and points one claw toward the mountains, then back toward you, as if saying, tomorrow. Night Fury, excited chirp, pert! You can't help but smile. Tomorrow. The dragon gives one final playful trill before leaping into the air. Whoosh! It circles above your neighborhood once, silhouetted against the stars beginning to appear in the night sky. Distant happy roar. Rah! Then it turns toward the mountains and disappears into the darkness. As you walk home, you notice something in your pocket. It's the small, smooth stone the Night Fury gave you in the cave, a reminder that today really happened. Far away on a mountain ridge, two bright green eyes briefly glow in the darkness, watching to make sure you make it home safely. To be continued. The next morning, who knows what adventure Robert and the Night Fury will have.